Okay. So, Ian, you want to lead tonight? You've got some stuff to chat about, or
Sure. Just wanted to let folks know that tonight is going to be my last WCAT meeting as the WCC board rep. Like, I can't even like put into words just how much WCAT's meant to me over like the past 3 years. But I think it's time for me to step back as the WCC board rep and let somebody else step up. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be involved. It just means that I won't be representing in the same way. We have a board election coming up next month in April, and I already asked Susan, and she gave a firm no. But I would love it for anyone who's in the WIT to run for the board, even if you don't have a ton of time. If you're an at-large board member, it's like a 10. Oh, there you go, April 13th. It's like a 10-hour commitment a month, which isn't nothing because you have like two 2-hour meetings, and that's 4 hours right there. And then you spend like an hour prepping for each meeting, and so that's another 2 hours. But with those extra 4 hours, you can spend time with the committee, like WCAT. Yeah, and I just like, I'm like so over the moon with what we've accomplished together in the past 3 years, from art walk maps that drove me nearly insane, to the free wall, which drove me nearly insane, to the phone booth, which drove me nearly insane. But we did all those things. So that was pretty awesome. Yeah, and there's like a lot of other things that I mean, we still haven't done yet, like the mural and mural intersections, or the intersection murals and the crosswalk murals, and those Brett Pendlebury portraits that Travis always reminds us are in the closet at Lane Head Start. But yeah, I'm just like, I really wish I was in person so I could give y'all each a really big hug. So yeah, I'm not leaving, but I'm just stepping back so that somebody else can step up.
So grateful for everything you've done, Ian, your dedication. It's been really cool to see WCAT and the WCC thrive with your direction.
Totes my goats. We all, teamwork makes the dream work. So yeah, I've loved our arguments about artist selections. I think the most of all, I feel like yeah, we've been able to do some pretty awesome stuff together, and I'm really stoked to support y'all as you keep doing amazing things. And for Doriandra's leadership too. I don't think we would be able, as an organization, to be able to support the work of y'all, the artist members, without Doriandra doing the staff leadership and really implementing the work. And two, if y'all want to be a part of the, you know, discussion / respectful arguments at the board level where we decide what Doriandra should be focused in on, again, please run for the board, because it's really fun. It's not just all cats. We also have lots of spirited discussions. And if you're an in-person meeting type of person, we're, fingers crossed, going to be able to have our first hybrid meeting next month in April 13th. I'll be wearing a mask, but masks are optional for folks, as are vaccine cards. So just be forewarned. But yeah, I really appreciate that, Claire, and everyone's contributions. And like I said, I'm not squirreling myself away in some sort of bunker. I just, yeah, want to give an opportunity for somebody else to really step up.
Will you run for president again?
Yep, I'll run for chair one more time.
Chair.
I think I'm gonna do one more time with an eye towards helping, you know, create a transition, and again, another space for somebody else to step up and be chair after me. But I think I'll do like one more year, like a transition year, to just, you know, make things as smooth as possible. So yeah, and if anyone is thinking about it, Ellen, I'm looking at you, running for board. Just shoot me like a message. And Claire, you too, I know that you're looking for jobs and whatnot, but yeah, I think you'd be crackerjack on the board if you wanted to yeah, put in your time.
All right, nice. Okay, folks, well, I think we should just jump in, and we should start talking through the various projects, the one of the first things on my mind tonight is that the board approved the ability for us to create the Art Walk map and also a secondary map that will be for the murals. So I hope that we can use that live map in both cases. But primarily, I wanted to ask everyone, are we set to go to open up Art Walks again in April? Is that the intention and hope? Big shoulder,
I
yeah.
don't know what that question entails. When you
Well,
ask that question, I don't know what that means.
right. So I'm just kind of a newbie to the Art Walks, and I believe that we should be starting in April again. Is that traditionally how you guys want to do it? April through November?
Yeah, we've done like April through October, and it doesn't need to be like a big affair because like some people are already doing last Friday stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, and if we did like a small thing where we, you know, just announced on social media like, hey folks, it's last Friday, and just promoted the stuff that was already going on, I think that would go a long way.
Okay, sounds good. Here's the type of the map that the web developer will make for us. I put it in the chat. If we should start gathering some info for them. And then, if you know, like I talked to Emma tonight, she may jump on to join us, but she shared with us the map that she has here, and she was hoping if we could add anything or ask among to see if there's anything that should be part of the permanent collection of things. And I can share that with y'all if you don't mind taking a look at that. That
Looks
is,
like a Google map, which is really easy to make and maintain. So I love that.
mhm.
I've made a couple of those before.
Oh, nice.
Do we have somebody who can make the maps and brochures for us this season?
Well, I think that the choice going forward, if I recall, was to do away with the paper maps and focus on the online map, and then really put our efforts towards event notifications through flyers and through social media, so that those things maybe would stand out more. So yeah, Emma just asked that we take a look at this and see if there's anything missing in terms of the locations that we'd want to add for the digital map. And we looked at it together, and I don't see anything on my end. So if we want to just kind of think about that, or it's not incredibly urgent right now, but again, we want
We
to start.
should put the free wall on there now.
That's
Yeah.
definitely, that's the only thing on my list that I've got. So
If you could share it in the, like in a message, so that, because right now I'm on my phone and I can't really see it. I'd like to take a look in a message where I can make it big on my computer.
sure. Yeah, this is a big file. I think this is the actual one that
Oh,
that she's working with.
if
But
possible,
okay. Yeah, let me
if not.
use it real quick and get it into a shareable form for you folks that way. Okay. Let's see if it'll get into the chat. Okay. So any feedback on the kind of example map? That's really cool what you were saying, Claire, that you know you'll be able to kind of revise that as we go or add to it once we take ownership of it.
Yeah, and I think that we can make it colorful and
Mhm.
more custom.
Okay. All right, this is trying to go through the chat, so let's give it a second for Susan.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't clear enough. What I was asking, if you could put it in the Facebook Messenger so I can
Oh.
get it, make it bigger, because if,
Okay,
or anyway,
sure. Let me get that going. We'll get into Facebook. And see if it'll load in there. All right,
thanks.
sure, here it comes.
Mhm.
All right. Superb. So yeah, free wall, and then we've actually got an agreement to do also the separate mural map, but I think it might be nice to add them together, to merge them. But my idea was just that we would have a separate map to really roll out around the Oregon 22 and to just really celebrate the mural project on its own. But I think merging the two maps would be pretty smart at some point down the line. So yeah, okay. And then I think moving forward, I have some good news about the phone booth. Looks like the Riverfront Festival has agreed. They're totally thrilled and love the project and want to have it moved there. So it's going to be part of this interesting art area where they'll have native elders portraits and then linking them to younger generation. Some of our native folks that are of these lands are indigenous people. So that felt really sweet that it would be in this inclusive area that talks about equity and history. It'll be sitting on concrete, which is okay, but we'll have to really get some interesting copy and signage made. We have an opportunity to make the signs on those big three-way, they're kind of like triangle signs that'll be part of the, oh, thank you, Ian. That's beautiful.
And Josh, that's the installation that we lost to when we did the signs. Do you remember that? Like
Yeah, Art City.
3 years ago or whatever.
Mhm.
I also tossed in Doriandra like a master spreadsheet that I think you already have with a list of all of the art walk venues as
Oh,
well
thank
and
you.
their intersections, and also a list of all of the public murals in the Whitaker as well.
Oh, that's really helpful. Thank you. Great. We can cross-check that and Emma and I can get it really complete. Great, thanks.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, the Riverfront Festival, let's see, it'll be there. We'll have to get it moved over on July 11th and then it'll stay for the full duration. So they were going to give us some good budget for moving. I know Ian will be out of town, but hopefully we can maybe get some other folks and get the truck rented and get that thing in place. So in the interim now, while it stays now at Oakshire for about the next month, KRVM radio will start doing spots about it so that we can drive more traffic into it and gather more recordings. And then from there, I think it should just be for the interim while we wait for July. Kate, Ali, and I think Ian had some neat ideas about getting it over to Tacovore, which would be fun, kind of between the coffee place and Tacovore might be a good landing for it for its second round. So that's pretty neat. I think it's got a good itinerary there set up. So any thoughts? Or I haven't been able to contact Steve yet at Tacovore, but I'm trying to track that down. I think he's in Mexico too right now. So
Yeah, it sounds like a great spot. Outside, just out in that little courtyard.
mm-hmm.
Cool.
Kind of equidistant between the two establishments.
Mm-hmm.
So in the front there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like the newsstands to the right of the door at Tacovore, and
Yeah.
the LA Weekly thing. I'm thinking against that wall, so it's just tucked in that alcove between the two businesses.
well, that seems like a well-traveled place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we may get some real activity in there. And Ian, I know you're always like, well, if it gets, knocked over by, a drunk person or something, that's okay. But I wanted to stay safe there so that we can get it to Riverfront. So hopefully it won't die before we get to that third place for us.
I think Josh and I are trying to have a Viking funeral. I think that's
know.
what we decided, Josh, is that we would invite Susan over and she would take photographs of it dying, right? Like,
Oh.
Please.
Well, that's the master plan. See, because after the Riverfront Festival, we can easily just push it right off the edge and into the river,
Yeah, there
catch
she
it on
goes.
fire first, and then yeah, Susan could be down at the bridge by the Rose Garden. That's incredible as it comes on fire down. The poor phone booth. So that should be good. We learned a lot about its kind of simplicity and ways to revise the phone lines before it moves next time. So that was neat. Just I loved Ian's
Oh.
kind of field notes, and then also I see on this end the recordings or not see, but read and listen to them. And I can see how we can tighten up those phone lines and make it more user friendly. So the beta test I feel was successful. So that's good. All right, let's see. Anything else about that y'all are thinking about? The mighty phone booth? Okay,
Not at the moment.
all right. So the free wall, just unbelievable, so awesome. Did you see it yet, Claire? Did you see Bane's work on it? Yeah, just beautiful. And then the other side has a nice piece on it. I'm not sure the onus of that one. Does anybody know? Looks like
somebody did it without a ladder because it
Yeah.
stops.
it's short.
The top part is white. It's funny.
Josh, can I show you what the piece looks like? I think you might know who its provenance.
I couldn't find any sign of whose it was.
Sorry, I'm not putting it back together fast enough.
Very deep.
I'm finding it. Well, while you look for that.
There you go.
Oh, good.
Gang, gang. You know this writer, Josh?
Not necessarily. It looks like it says Ross, R-A-S.
Oh, I didn't know it said something.
So whoever goes by Ross, probably no one in particular, probably just someone learning their craft, which is good. It looks nice. They did a good job.
It's really
Yeah.
vivid. It's fun too because the red part goes around the side. I saw it from the freeway today. It's got a little like,
Oh, cool.
That's awesome that you could see it from the freeway.
yeah, no, I almost like threw my back out today craning to see, but you could definitely see the top of Putin's head, and it's great. It's super great. It's like getting over in the slow lane. But yeah, it's definitely visible. It's great. It's
It'll
really
catch on after the summer more too,
Yeah, I reached out to our folks that didn't make it all the way into the narrow chute there for the intersection and crosswalks.
Yeah.
And they are really excited to do the artist in residency program. So we've got that kind of sussed out, and each of those folks will have one day, like about a 3-hour workshop. So we can have, so we can start them as soon as possible. That's kind of my goal tomorrow, is to map out the dates for everybody. But so far it's going to be Marissa Silver, who did the Caduceus. So she will have a workshop there. And then Indra Hunter, which is awesome, from the Whitaker, the COVID Dragon will be there. So then, oh, we got a cat sighting. Yay. And then we've got Kaylee, the woman from the National Guard, will have her opportunity there. And then Travis Pendlebury has got a really beautiful project he's going to put there. And then there's one more, or was that 5? Let me grab it up here. Oh, Miranda, let's see.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Projects you're describing are for the free wall?
Yeah, yep. The folks that we couldn't get funneled into the crosswalk and intersection project. So let's see, I can show you all. Can I show you my the screen for that?
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. Let me share that with you. It'll be these guys. And we have more opportunity, but this will satisfy the grant now and get it moving. So can you all see that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Great. So there's Miranda Holka
Mm-hmm.
with the
Yeah.
folks that work. Yep. Then we'll have Kylie Nelson.
Mm-hmm. I really
And-
liked this one.
Yeah, it'll be nice to, because it's a square. It's a perfect one where it kind of needed that nice square canvas.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll have Indra Hunter, the COVID dragon.
Yeah.
Again, on a nice flat surface instead of on the ground. And then Marissa Silver with the caduceus. And then, and I missed, here's
Travis.
Travis Pendlebury,
Oh, right.
the helping hand one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's exciting. And then our final 9, as it turned out to be, for the crosswalks and intersection project, we've got the Bears here.
Mhm.
We have the corrected. Oh, it's freezing up. Sorry. Come on. There we go. The corrected acquired immunity. This one needed a lot of color work to comply with the traffic issue. But that's lovely and brighter and purple now.
Mhm.
And then Liza Burns
Oh, yeah.
is kind of amazingly beautiful. Then we have Tyler and Christina, the by hand. This is really,
Nice.
yeah, I love that one. And then we've got Elena with the blue.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Eric Wonderly here.
Oh, I haven't seen the color. That's just
Yeah,
the color.
yep.
Oh,
Turned out
Cool.
really sweet.
turned out great.
Mm-hmm. And with the protected together emblem here is really nice. Good way
Uh-huh.
to connect it.
Yeah, it turned out great.
This one will go on Clark and Grand. And then these other 2 crosswalk ones will be right there as we move east on Clark.
Right.
And then Wade Love.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Isn't this great? It was this
Can
was
you make
really interesting working with him. You know, it's wild that this is a painting of his design, which was really
Oh, yeah.
it was neat. And then Brett Pendlebury. It's going to be
Jonas Salk.
Yep, it's wonderful. This will be right over by his studio too, which is really nice to have.
Wow.
that
What a
close
great
to-
placement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Really good. So yeah, all that is really going well. The city and I are in the kind of last like little loopholes trying to get really clear on procedure, but we're in a good place, and all the murals for crosswalks and intersections now will be taking their sites and then beginning a scaling process so that the city can really see what it looks like now to correct scale. So now's the work of, looking at obstructions and getting accurate measurements and what like. And so Emma now is in the process of designing the postcards that we'll use for our neighborhood notification. So I've been using Google Maps because oddly you'd think there was a more streamlined way to do this, but it's not. It was just like throwing
Wow.
a soup bowl on top of the the radius around each location and then having to calculate it all. So we'll get those postcards going pretty soon. So yeah, we'll have to do some interesting kind of connecting the dots. Oh, Claire, I saw your question. Yeah, Dorothy's design was proven to, or the city felt it just presented an incredible grouping of driver distraction. So it would have had to be completely reworked to get to a place that would solve it. So yeah, that was a bummer. And then because she's up in Portland now, the opportunity for the workshop just didn't seem feasible, but we're connecting, and I know we'll find another opportunity for Dorothy soon in some amazing new project that y'all dream of. So yeah, that's kind of the updates on my end. And
Briandra, are you going to those scaling meetings?
yeah, they're not necessarily meetings.
Or meetups?
Yeah, basically I'm going to be working with Kate and Jessica to kind of start getting our artists to think about what this looks like, because some folks are more mathematical in their approach as to the way they paint, but this is now really the hard work, is to get it what it's going to look like on the ground. So yeah, that's just in nascent development, but I'd love,
Yeah, I would love to maybe like shadow
Yes.
those meetings. I'm curious about that process.
Me too. Yeah, I'm not certain how it's going to go, but, and again, I would think that they had a more, or the city, like traffic departments had a more concise mapping already done of these intersections, but it's literally going to be like me and whoever can help me, like out there with the, luckily I have my giant opera stage, I used to use on the Holt Center, like this massive long, so I don't know how we'll do it, but that's, yeah, if anyone wants to help me with that fun part, I need someone to hold the tape measure. So,
I can be that person.
thank you, Claire. We'll have fun. Yeah, maybe I'll just try to buy some giant orange cones, or, oh, maybe we could just wear orange cone outfits. That would be like a giant, I'm sure they have those for Halloween. That would probably be the safest way, but no, I'm kind of teasing. I know that we can get traffic ops to help us. So I would love to, I'd love to bring you in on that. Thank you.
So what do you guys prefer? Giant orange cone outfit? Or, because we have options,
Oh,
there's like giant traffic, like one of the yellow things. I prefer the second to the first.
let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure Claire and I could see sufficiently if we're wearing that thing.
I don't think being able to see is the goal. I think it's about being the best possible traffic cone that you can.
Yeah, I like the second one, much better.
There's like pictures of people, and then there's like there's children, so we can be inclusive of the kids.
Wow.
That is epic. Okay. I'm assuming we can bend over in them, like.
The little baby dressed as a traffic cone is probably the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my God, that is precious. Jeez. Yeah, I dated a guy in my 20s that had a giant traffic cone tattoo. It was so,
Wow.
so awesome. That was kind of the only thing awesome about it. I didn't last that long.
I had a professor who had a photographic series. I think it's still going on since she retired. It's like the cones. She just takes pictures of where she finds the traffic.
It's crazy. Well, yeah, Ian, can we get this in the budget? We need like 4 of these no, darn it. Okay.
I don't think CDC Foundation is gonna bite. Sorry.
That's funny. Oh, that is a good, actually talking about budget. Can we get do we have budget in any capacity to add Isaiah for food? Where could we pull
Yeah,
that from?
yeah, we can definitely make that work, I think.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. I talked to him a little bit. I said I would love to have just, kind of mapping it out for 16 people roughly for each mural. So if we go 15, but we need 16 days. That's what it was. 16 days when you add up all the times and the intersection timing of the paint, whatever. And so I was thinking we'd have one meal delivered like lunch. And so he's working on a price for what was it? It was cornbread, chicken, and then a vegetarian option. So I thought it'd be awesome.
Is the vegetarian option just not eating?
No, I'm gonna make sure there's some there's some element of that included. Yeah.
We don't want to work too hard,
No.
Feel like to be a vegetarian is to suffer. And I'm a former vegetarian. Yes, please, Yari.
Yes. Yeah.
Josh, the look on your face, you're like so confused. I can't tell if you're upset that I'm trashing only half-heartedly vegetarianism. I think it's a way more ethical philosophy of eating that I myself do not practice. So
I was just reading something stupid.
okay.
Did you find a good deal on a group of orange cone outfits? No.
That's naturally. He's like, where can I get these traffic cones for my daughters?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll need someone on a bike delivery. It would be so cool to roll up with lunch and just epic. We need a giant bike trailer or something. So yeah, good stuff. And then Ian, you're gonna miss most of this being out of town. That's such a bummer, but it's amazing.
I'm gonna be out of the country, y'all. I'm going to Copenhagen.
Woo!
Wow.
I'm gonna be studying
Whoa.
abroad. I'm gonna be
Wow.
learning from the Copenhagen Business School.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Cool.
Wow.
for about 6-8 weeks. So I'm gonna do my summer over there. So if anyone has any dope Northern European public art installations or traffic stuff, urban planning stuff.
I have friends in Denmark from the International Charity Scavenger Hunt stuff that I do.
That sounds
My
fantastic.
teammates are from Denmark. I can hook you up.
I would love to.
One of them, I actually edited her business school thesis, so she might have graduated from the program you're going to.
That sounds awesome.
Wow.
Sweet.
What a beautiful small world.
Truly. Yeah. I'm watching this show called The Last Kingdom, in which the Danes are regularly invading England and murdering a bunch of people and doing horrific stuff. The Danes, by the way, were the Viking invaders, right? Y'all Vikings, And so to go from Vikings to the happiest people on the world and one of the highest functioning socialist countries just really cracks me up. This idea that they kind of got it out of their system, for several hundred years, they were just stealing gold and silver from monasteries. And they're like, nah, we're going to provide healthcare and free education for everyone. We're cool.
Well, you do enough pillaging and then you see the point in,
Well, you have a lot of money and you're just like, oh, look, it's Frogurt, I think. Is that Frogurt, Josh?
Oh, cat sighting.
No one's missed me. I still haven't found Frogurt for his screen time.
We can't have a meeting without cats, so
Let me see.
all I have to do is shake the fish treat bottle and we'll get a Rupert sighting, but
I don't know anyone in Denmark. I do know someone in the Netherlands. It's a different country.
Sweet.
oh my goodness, beautiful.
Bam!
Wow. Siamese.
I'm not thrilled.
Wow.
I'm not thrilled to be here. Bam, bam.
So great. Oh my goodness. Ta-da-da-da.
So cute.
Very good.
So Doriandra, what's next on the timeline for the intersection murals? There's the scaling, but
Mhm.
what's
Yeah,
the next month look like?
this scaling is the real critical part now, because all the color and revisions are done, and now it's just, yeah, like really connecting the artists to their location and getting them comfortable with the space, and then doing the scaling. So that's the big step right now. And the city, we agreed to have that all back to the city by the 17th. So yeah, everything. And then also now is the push for me to start working on getting everybody in contract mode. So my plan is just to use the contract that we all looked at and kind of worked on together for the artists, vaccine confidence, kind of some of those details and wording will just be perfectly rolled right over. So not rolled over, but used again in this. Yeah, and if there's anything that we want to add to that, like any kind of special language, but I feel like it's really in alignment with the vaccine confidence yard signs. We would want to be able to use images and do lots of social media. So yeah, that's kind of it, Claire, those two elements. And then also in tandem, like I said, Emma will start with the postcard design. So that I want to give us lots of extra time for that, because the agreement with the city is that we put those all out, and then there's like a 3 to 4 week period where folks can talk to us and complain or say, oh, it's amazing. Or so because of the limited sites that we received, we only received 12 approved sites out of that huge list that you and I made, Claire. It's funny because I think a lot of the radiuses of the neighborhood notifications will just overlap. So, but we'll be real specific with that radius for each intersection or crosswalk. So yeah, it's kind of a 3-part answer there. So, but yeah, once those next 2 steps are done, then, or actually now, what will happen now that we've got folks matched to some spaces, now the city starts going through a huge process, which I'm so grateful for, because that's like, that would be beyond our scope as a team to even, pull the permits for. They'll ensure all of our folks on site. They will notify businesses for us, and they'll provide traffic police and the whole 9 yards. So they have a big, it's their big job now, whereas ours was, before, but just to set all that up for the locations is going to be pretty arduous. So I feel great though. I think we're almost we're ahead of our schedule. So it's miraculously rolling out well. So
You better knock on some wood. I
I
feel like
am.
that's the WCAT curse.
yeah. I should.
Yeah, like old gods.
Yeah.
Like Odin and
I'm sure we can
Thor.
expect a flood before now and then or something.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, Josh. Like locust plague or something.
Yeah, I know. I should
Yeah, plague of
Well, that would seem easy compared to some of the stuff that's happened here. It's like, we just get those. Oh, we could find those too. Those ridiculous. Have you seen those? They're like a tennis racket, but it's electric, and you just like swing at bugs.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That sounds really satisfying, actually.
Totally.
It
Yeah.
is.
What a party we could have. Just so.
Because the mosquitoes are already doing their thing.
Yep. I got bit last night. I couldn't believe
Got
it.
attacked on Sunday.
Not even April, and I'm scratchy already. So
Still a lot of water out.
yeah. All right. Well, anything else anybody's got? What's the new brilliant idea now? The new brilliant project. I'm scared.
Funny. Don't have anything.
Well, yeah, I guess it would be fun to kind of start thinking about like celebrations for the murals. Yeah, I'm really excited moving forward, because the board approved for a lot of new radio ads and new advertising. So this is going to be really fun when we get ready to do the painting, you know, for the murals, because we can actually announce stuff on the radio and do kind of volunteer call outs for folks. So that's really sweet. Oh, also, it's been neat too. I forgot to mention, I've got some neat feedback from the artists, because I said to them about, you know, how fun this is an opportunity in terms of community engagement. So some folks are starting to kind of think about their designs in terms of groups or businesses or, you know, organizations within the WIT that they kind of want to partner with and talk to about their volunteer group. So
Oh,
I think we'll have some really sweet kind of connections that we can really talk about widely on the radio, and that's fun.
that's a great idea to partner with the businesses nearby for volunteers. That's a great idea.
Mhm. Yeah, that's going to be really fun. I hope we'll have a rockin' fun summer. There's a lot of, I mean, it's like 9 huge parties, really, you know, it's like,
You have all the dates set out there already? Is it already on the spreadsheet?
no, the dates aren't ready because the city, that's the
Oh,
choreography of,
right.
you know,
Okay, right.
what's
Okay.
going on. So, but I think with everything happening for Oregon 22, they're going to be quick with us, and we'll just have like this ridiculously tight schedule, and we'll do a lot. And I think they've committed to only weekends because of traffic patterns. So we'll just have a lot of action-packed weekends. So yeah, I'll know more, and be excited to share with you guys more when I see you all next time. So yeah, I think we're past this weird month thing now. So we decided to do every second and fourth. Let me see.
Okay.
What do we got here? March was weird because it fell on, wait a minute, did it? Yeah, okay, so moving forward, we are all gonna see each other on April 11th and April 25th.
All right. Got it.
Okay. Okie dokie. Well, what do you think, folks? Should we all bid au revoir and move into the night?
Sounds
Yeah.
good. I got
Groovy.
little girls to bed.
Thanks,
Tired
everybody.
little ladies.
Bye, y'all. Hopefully I'll see you
Special
in
thanks
person
to
soon.
Ian for those 3 years.
Yay. All right. Good night, all.
We'll talk to you
Bye.
guys soon.
Okay.